À Canada, à l'ouest d'Ottawa, Serious Cheese a importé des fromages de partout à travers le monde. De la France à l'Italie, en passant par les produits locaux, Serious Cheese vous offre la plus grande variété de fromages dans la région.
It started in a small little fridge downtown Bank Street, and we just realized that we weren't just serving 5 or 6 cheeses. People were asking for 10, 15 more. They were saying, yes, you have that, but do you have this? And we kept saying no, that we don't. And then we would, have a meeting. Well, maybe we should get a bigger fridge. And then the bigger fridge turned into, let's get an entire store. And so we set sail on having our own cheese shop, which it's a very difficult adventure, but turned out to be very successful for us down there. It grew to the point where we needed even to get bigger and have bigger audience. So the evolution again, three years later, we came out to Canada, and with all of the other things that we can offer with the cheese, it just accompanies it and makes it, back to the square one. We are serious about the cheese. We're so serious that we need to grow and develop and add more. One of the things that Serious Cheese likes to offer is diverse, one-of-a-kinds. We don't travel the world looking for them. We have suppliers that do that for us, and we go a little bit of trial and error. We find out what works, but what we like to do here for a little bit of fun is make our own cheeses by rubbing different things on cheeses, or marinating cheeses. I've done deer washed. This is one of them here. This is a rib rub that I have been using for quite a while, and I just thought that a rib rub on a cheddar would probably work out really well. And so I took a smoky cheddar and I marinated it in a rib rub, and not looking at what else is out there, but just kind of looking at what else would you like. And as a cheesemonger, there's certain things that I think can go well, and sometimes I just come back here and I put them together and they turn out really well. Every cheese has a story, so we're here to tell you that story. Whether or not you remember it, it's still a neat thing to have a piece of cheese come home with you that has a little history. Somebody who's handmade it, there's somewhere in another country, and the flavors and the types of milks, and so it's a real diverse. I consider it a hobby. So when somebody comes into the cheese shop, what they don't realize is that they're actually embarking on a new hobby, a new, no different than wine journals and cigar journals. We offer cheese journals, which can document, all the different varieties of cheeses.
Des centaines de fromages sont produits à travers le monde. Leurs différents goûts, styles et textures dépendent de la provenance du lait, des matières grasses et des composantes thermiques, ainsi que de plusieurs autres facteurs.
Something like Baskin & Robbins, 51 flavors or 31 flavors. We have 235 cheeses that you can try each one of them if you want. By about 10 or 12, I'm going to get a little annoyed with you and maybe cut it off, but any cheese here is available for sample. In fact, that's one of the biggest things. That's one of my icebreakers I love when people come in and you feel that they maybe don't want to ask too many questions. The best thing we can say is, here, try this. And all of a sudden, they've got the flavors popping in their mouths, and they just feel a little bit more comfortable. They'll say, oh, well, where's that from? Or have you ever heard of this? All of a sudden, their questions start coming out. But sampling is one of the best ways. This is one of our biggest sellers, our most popular, I guess, in the brie world. And this is the Bridget Rose truffle brie. I take a very young triple cream brie from Quebec. I split it in half, and then I use a truffle paste, which is 3 types of mushrooms, black truffles, white truffle oil, salt, pepper, and garlic, and a little bit of cream cheese, and I make a paste out of it. And then I get it right into the center. I split the wheel in half, and I get it right into the center. I wrap it up, and then I age it for about a month. so that young wheel starts to get a little runny right there, and the truffle kind of infuses the cheese. I did this for a special event, and I didn't even realize it, but the next day I wasn't working, and there was a lineup here of people looking for it, and they called me at home and they're like, what are they talking about? And I said, oh, sorry, I made that for a special event, and I had to come in on my day off and start making this cheese just to get ready. So you know, it's just something I wanted to be a little bit different. It turned out to be a lot of exposure for this one cheese. Just to say that Bridget Rose was renamed. There's a local girl by the name of Bridget Rose who has terminal 4 cancer. It was called Serious Truffle Brie, but we changed the name in honor of her so that when she woke up after her operation, her mom could say that she has a cheese named after her, and she thought it was a great thing. So yeah, we stuck with that name, and it's a beautiful name, Bridget Rose, and still I can't keep it in the shelves. And when people come in looking for it and I don't have it, it can kind of get a little scary.
Aujourd'hui, l'équipe de Whisktv se trouvait chez Serious Cheese à Canada. Ici Martin Théberge pour Whisktv.